Hi love, welcome back. In today's class, we're making this beautiful ruffle mesh dress. If you're new to the channel, my name is Miss I and you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you my love for always coming back. Let's get right into class. I'm going to be using yarn at Adore. It's 250 meters and the recommended size hook is 4.0 mm. So I'm going to be using the 4.0 mm, your scissors, your stitch marker, your darning needle, and also your tape measure. We are going to start our work from top to bottom. So we are going to start with the shoulder line. So to begin with, you are going to make a slip knot and you are going to chain 35. All sizes can use the foundation chain of 35. However, if you're a size small, consider chaining 30. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So that is your chain. So keep doing this until you have 35 chains. After your 35 chains, you are going to skip 1, 2, 3, and inside the 4th stitch, you are going to make a double crochet. So this counts as your first double crochet chain 1. Chain 1, you are going to skip 1 stitch and make a double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip a stitch and make a double crochet in the next stitch. You're going to keep working chain 1, skip a stitch and work a double crochet in the next stitch until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to chain 1 and make your last double crochet in the last stitch. Now chain 4 and turn your work. Row 2, we are going to start increasing. So you're going to make a double crochet in the same space. Chain 4 counts as a double crochet chain 1. So chain 1, skip a stitch and place a double crochet on top of your previous double crochet. Chain 1, skip the middle and you keep placing double crochets on top of your previous double crochets. So we are not working inside the chain 1 space, no, we are working on top of the double crochet of the previous row. Keep doing this until the end. At the end of the row, you're going to skip 1 and make your last double crochet, and now you're going to chain 1 to increase. You're going to place another double crochet in the same stitch. So this is increase row 1. So row 3 of our work, you're going to chain 4 again, turn your work, increase again. So meaning making a double crochet in the same stitch. Chain 1, make a double crochet on top of the previous double crochet. Chain 1, make a double crochet on top of your previous double crochet stitch, and you are going to keep doing this until the end of the row, and we shall increase at the end of the row. At the end of row 3, we are going to place skip 1 and make a double crochet in the 3rd chain space. Chain 1 and place a double crochet in the same space, and that is row 3. Row 4, you are going to chain 4 again, turn your work, make a double crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, and keep placing a double crochet on top of the double crochet stitches below. You're going to keep repeating this, and when you get to the end of the row, don't forget to make a double crochet increase. At the end of the row, you make your increase, and you're going to keep working until you are at row 5. So this is 4, so make one more increase, and this is for a size small. If you're making for a size large, consider making 7 to 8 increase rows. So now row 6, you are going to chain 4, turn your work. We are not going to be increasing, so inside the next stitch you are going to make a double crochet, chain 1, and keep placing double crochet on top of the previous double crochet stitches. So from row 6 onward, we are going to be alternating until we get our desired length for the top. So inside the last stitch, you are going to make a double crochet. Now row 7, we are going to be increasing. So chain 4, turn your work. Make a double crochet in the same stitch, so that's your increase, chain 1, and keep making double crochets, chain 1 on top of the previous double crochet stitches. So from row 6, we are going to be alternating increase row, no increase row, increase row, no increase row, until you reach row 17. Again, if you're making for a size large, you are going to increase until you are at row 8 before you start alternating. Again, it also depends on individual preference. So if you want the top part to be a bit revealing at the side, you just go ahead and do the same as I'm doing. But if you want it more covered, then increase until you are at row 8 before you start alternating. So keep doing this until you are row 17, and I shall meet you at row 17 and we will continue. I'm on row 17, and this is what the work looks like. So I'm counting my stitches, and this is 17. Now for row 18, we are going to be making something quite different. So this is where you have to take your hip measurements, subtract the mesh inches that you already have, what we've done from the hip measurement, and now make a chain to complete your hip measurement. This dress fits a size medium to large, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 50. So go ahead and chain your desired length to connect. If you're making for a size small, consider chaining 40, and if you're making for a size large, as I'm doing, then you chain 50. And the wider hip size should consider chaining 60. So this is what I'm having 18 inches, but when stretch I have 19. After you've gotten the desired length of your chain or your work when measured, you are going to attach the chain to the other side of your work, and you are going to chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. Now we are going to divide only the chain space into 2. So let's say you chain 40, you are going to divide the stitch into 2, so that will be 25 25. Put a stitch marker in the middle. If you made 60 chain, that will be 30, the middle will be 30. Place your stitch marker and now attach your yarn in the middle. Now you are going to chain 4. This chain 4 counts as your first double crochet, chain 1. You're going to yarn over, skip 1 stitch and make a double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip a stitch, make a double crochet in the following. And you are going to keep repeating this all around. So chain 1, skip 1, make a double crochet. Also, when you're working the chain, make sure your chain is not turned. Again, make sure your chain is not turned. Keep repeating this until you are at the other corner of the work, and we shall continue. So I'm done working and I'm at the other corner. So you are going to now make your double crochets on top of our mesh, our previous double crochet in the mesh space. The pattern has not changed. So chain 1, work double crochet on top of the previous double crochet. Chain 1, work double crochet on top of the previous double crochet, and you're going to do this until the end of our mesh row. Now we are back to the chain row, the chain space, and we are going to keep doing the same exact thing. Chain 1, skip 1, make a double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip 1, make a double crochet in the next stitch, and you're going to keep repeating this until the end. At the end of the row, you're going to make a slip stitch inside the third chain space. This is row 1 for our bottom. Now chain 4, make a double crochet on top of the previous double crochet. Chain 1, make a double crochet on top of the previous double crochet. You are going to alternate this and go around until the end of the row. But here, if your waist is very tiny, consider using size down your hook so you would have that fitting, your work will be fit, right? That is if your waist is very tiny. Consider sizing down the hook. So right now we are using a 4mm hook. Consider using a 3.5, so you would get that effect. Either than that, if you have like a normal body, then consider using your hook. But if you want it snatched, again, consider sizing down the hook. So go around, and at the end of the row, you are going to make a slip stitch again inside the third chain space. You are going to keep working this until you have 10 rows, and we shall meet. So the 10 rows, as I was saying, you will have to use the other 9 rows. You have to size down your hook if you have a snatched body. And after row 10, you have to increase the hook if you have like a wider hip. After row 10, as you size down to get a snatch effect, you have to go up your hook. So consider using a 4.5mm hook. This is only for people with the curve. So you have to do this until you get your desired length, right? But if you don't, then keep one hook, please. Now to make the ruffles, you're going to chain 3, put 2 double crochet in the first space, and now you're going to put double crochets in each space. In each chain 1 space, you're going to put 2 double crochets in every chain 1 space, all around till the end. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch. Row 2 of the ruffles, you are going to chain 3, and you are going to place 3 double crochets in each stitch. So the chain 3 counts as a first double crochet. So now in the next stitch, you are going to put 3 double crochet in the same space. Keep putting 3 double crochet in each stitch, and at the end of the row, we slip stitch. In total, from the waist, I made about 40 rows. So before the ruffle. So at the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch, chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn, and make sure to sew the loose end, and we are done with our length and ruffle. Now we are going to work the borders and attach our strand. To work our borders, first of all, we are going to work one more row for our shoulder line. So we are going to chain 4. This chain 4 counts as our first treble crochet. In the next stitch, you are going to place a treble crochet because we don't want the edge to define. So chain 1, make a treble again in the next stitch. So in total, you should have 3 treble, including our first chain 4 space, our first chain 4. Now inside each of the stitches, you are going to put a double crochet until you have 3 stitches remaining. So place double crochet, chain 1 on top of each stitch. And don't worry about the loose end, we shall come and cut and fasten all loose ends. Now we have 3 stitches remaining, and we are going to place our trebles again in those stitches. So make a treble, chain 1, make a treble in the next stitch, chain 1, and make a treble in our last stitch. And this is what you should be having. Now to make the border, you are going to chain 1, and in the first treble stitch you are going to place 3 single crochets. So you are going to be working single crochets around the border. In the next chain 2 space or the previous spaces, you are going to put 2 single crochets in each space. At this point, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, my love, please do, and let us know your comments, what you think about the video under the comment section. I'll be so grateful to read them. Now we are at the first corner of our work, and you are going to place 2 single crochets in each chain 1 space. So put 2 single crochets all around and all around the border until the end. At the end, your last 4 chain space, you're going to put 3 double crochets, and you're going to slip stitch, chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn, and we are done working the border. If you want, you can make border around the neck, but I don't want it like that. To make the strand, just connect a long chain, and this is what I call the lazy girl strand. So just connect your yarn and chain about 200 or 100 or 150 at both sides of your work, and you are done. Now you are going to lace your work, and that is all for the video. So lace your work very nice and clean, and we shall put this on the mannequin and you will see. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, my love, my darling, my baby, please do. If this is your first time in class, please subscribe to our channel and keep joining our classes until we meet next week. My baby, my sweetheart, my love, bye bye. Stay blessed, stay safe, and watch until we put it on the mannequin and see how this looks like. So at the bottom part of the work, you're going to see it will be like a bit loose and hanging, but don't worry about it. You're just going to insert your strand like 2 in 2 out to adjust the back side, so you don't have to worry. So this is what you do until you get to the center part, and you're going to take the other side of your strand and lace it until you get to the middle side of the other one. There you go. And you are going to pull to adjust. So if the person were, the person can just pull to adjust, so the part would be smaller. And there you have it. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a comment under the comment section. Until we meet next week, as I've already said, is bye bye.